Hello, friends, and once again, well met. There has been some feedback from the last Sequent 6 on how our story seemed to be drifting into a different direction with the introduction of Celica and moving away from the Exyle's proper narrative. But you'll soon learn how Celica, along with Aximoth and his two helots, are about to enter the Exiles' lives. Another question is what has Aximoth been up to the 10 years that have elapsed since the exiles remained in hiding with Professor Mifflin? The answer being that Aximoth, Score, and Gorliss, his slaves, have been abroad from Spellhallow Wood for nearly that entire time, in search of, well, you'll soon learn what Vimeria's son has been desperately looking for. No, it's surely not a ring, but it's certain that Aximoth cannot fail in his search, just as the exiles must continue in their quest to find a way back home. Let's now read on in Sequent 7, The Yearning Music of Home. In the home of Professor Mifflin, it is night. Within a fair-sized recreation room, Eliscar sits at a piano, with Delias fingering an upright bass. Brage, on a set of pipes, slips the locket he still wears under his shirt. The three of them riff out some note phrases and chords. Parian sits at a long table nearby with Tybane, watching him finish the day's entry in his journal. Ty records the date and place. September 6th, 1976, Highland Point, New York. Parian snorts an abrupt sigh, asking him, "Why must you do that?" "'Cause I need to," Tybane shoots right back. Parian shakes his head, annoyed, pointing out how Ty always uses this place's date. Tybane looks up, thinking, "Really?" He replies that he sometimes records the date back home, too. "When?" asks Parian. He's never seen it. Tybane flips back through his journal, checking pages. He finds no, not there. He keeps thumbing pages. Ty then closes the journal. It's his turn to be annoyed. He looks up at Parian, whose eyes repeat the question, "Why?" "When I awoke this morning," explains Ty, "we were still stuck here. For once, try accepting it." Parian's lips part slightly. "No matter how long it's been, we're getting home again." "Keep convincing yourself," Tybane replies. What Parian is convinced of is that Tybane is probably thrilled that they can't light their candle at the falls now, and tells him so. "But we'll find a way," Parian adds, "just like we'll find a way back home." He wonders out loud if Ty even cares anymore. Tybane admits he's not losing sleep over it. "No, stop that," says Parian. "Stop quoting their idioms and slang. Maybe it's been a whole decade," he adds, "but none of them belong here, so please stop." Ty cuts him right off. "We're trapped where we are, along with all these humans, whether you hate them or not." His brothers, and that's what they refer to one another by now, stop fiddling with their instruments as Brage clears his throat. He asks Parian to let it go. But Parian presses Tybane. "So admit it, you think none of us are ever leaving." "Probably right, dude," Tybane admits. Parian slams a fist on the table and stands. "No," he defiantly protests. "No hour passes that he doesn't think of his Maya and Dai, his mother and father." Parian angrily paces around Tybane and the table. He avows he can still smell the Havenlock leaves falling because he knows back there it's now low sage equini, which is their long autumn season, the year 1035, and he refuses to believe Tybane doesn't care to remember the emerald tri-moons shining over Imbarcital's tallest spire, where there's now a lonely, grieving mother looking out, who still has hope of seeing her boy again. Why should Tybane's own Maya have that hope? Yet her ever-faithful son has just given up. Tybane glares down at his journal. He closes it. Parian struck a bitter chord, and they both know it. "What I hope is," retorts Tybane, "that my mother is no heart-bleeding fool of an ass like you." "Enough," says Brage. "Both of you. Parian and Tybane exchange icy stares. Aliscar then asks Parian what he meant about finding some way to return to the falls. The falls, of course, being the hidden Voracle gateway, the very spot they first arrived in this world. Parian's glance moves to Delias, then away. Nothing, he says. They were just angry words. Brage warns Parian he had better not even think about going there now. Parian looks away and nods. Delias looks away as well. Thial enters the room and reads the mood. He takes a breath and sits with the others, running his fingers over a coral pan flute. Come here, says Aliscar to Parian in a calm, affirming voice. Take your violin. Submit your thoughts to a tune and lead us in some new, rousing melody. Thial lifts Parian's violin, telling him he replaced his worn A string yesterday. Brage asks Ty to join them as well. Parian rises. He receives the instrument from Thial and takes a seat with the others. He tunes it as Tybane claims another seat, strapping on an acoustic guitar. With no count, gesture, or eye contact, they begin a musical piece on an exact note and beat. It's almost eerie in its precision, as if they were each part of the same sprawling, connected single instrument. Aliscar and Delias carry an upbeat rhythm and chord section, with Brage and Thial accenting it. Tybane adds a finger-picking counterpoint till Parian weaves in a bright melody. It so sweetens the music, but it doesn't last. Parian's strings take a somber turn and the rest follow into a minor key. Though beautiful, it's now a screed of sadness and longing, to echo not only Parian's but all their sentiments. Tybane segues an edgy guitar lead from Parian's melody until they all bring the music to a yearning, poignant close. In the silence to follow, Tybane turns to Parian, who reaches back out to him. They clasp each other's arms in reconciliation. As he releases Ty, Parian reflects on Brage's warning to him. He's known and deeply appreciated Brage looking over him as the youngest and as a big brother, but Parian's mind is already stubbornly made up. He's pretty sure the professor and Brage are overstating any danger out there in the wood and reminding him about not going to the falls and the Voracle. But Parian is fully set to do just that. He is going. Tomorrow night. My many thanks to you for this time with me, learning more of the continuing Exiyls' adventures. Please come back as we'll read on in Sequent 8. Until then, goodwill to you, one and all.